everybody. My name is Kelly. I'm with Heights Lumber and Supply, and today we're going to do a short tutorial video showing you how to put together a lemonade stand out of simple pallets. These pallets will be available from us while supplies last. You can send your kids over and pick some up. It just takes, how many pallets does it take to do it, Scotty?
Just two.
Just two pallets and a few other materials. So today, Scotty White with Heights Lumber and Luis is going to show you how to assemble this, and I will assist them in that. Scotty, would you tell us what we need to, how do we just start with this?
Okay. You need to have two pallets, obviously. You're going to take, you're basically going to need to cut down one of the pallets to the height that you feel is necessary for your child. Generally somewhere between 30 to 32, 34 inches, something like that, depending on how tall they are. It's best to try to cut those in direct correlation with one of these one-by stops. That way it's a lot easier to keep clean and make it look pretty. And then on the other pallet, after you've cut that down, you're going to want to cut it down in order to match. So basically we're just headed to that point right there. And then once you do that, you're going to want to make one cut in the middle in order to make it to where you can have two different halves. So once you cut those in half, then you're going to want to take off the back one-bys right here to this kind of where they hang over. And what that's going to enable you to do, is so you can see it, is that's going to enable you to put the two together just like this to where it'll kind of make a support structure, which here in just a moment we will actually do the screwing to. So once you make those cuts, you will put them together like so, and we will show you how to actually put the screws and assemble them in just 1 second. Okay, so Kelly's going to demonstrate now. If you notice, we've positioned the two pieces that we had cut, the shorter and the larger, that we positioned to where the longer flaps are going to go on into the supporting structure there. So what you want to do is she's going to demonstrate with two of them, but you're going to make sure that you put a screw in every one of those pallet pieces.
So then I would put one more here, which I can go ahead and do.
One more there, yes ma'am. Depending on the thickness of your pallet, you're going to want to use anywhere between 1 1/4 to 1 5/8 screw. That way you don't go too far in there and it's not too hard for you to put it together and make it assembly. So now we're going to demonstrate
on the other side.
How to do the other side.
So we're going to line those up again. Going to line the
one-by with this main support structure.
So we're going to do every other one. Start off with your top one. Then we can skip one and go to the next one down here. And then I'm going to go with one there. That should be sufficient to keep it
to keep it stable just for the time being until you get everything else assembled. If you feel like it's not quite sturdy enough and you need to make it more, you can always put more in there.
You can put whatever you want if you want, but that right there makes it
nice and sturdy. Next step we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and get everything set up, but the next step we're going to do is going to put the top as well as the main sign support structure. Okay,
Scotty, what is the next step that we need to do on the pallet stand?
So the next step we need to do for the pallet stand is we're going to put the working top on. Right now we have a 1x6 just for demonstrations. If you need to do something wider, like a 1x8 or even a 1x12, that's something that you can use just to give yourself some more space. You can also notice that we have sides over here. If you want to, you can place some things on the sides. That way it can look a little bit more of like a U and give you more workspace if you need to. What I'm going to show you now is a good way and a good method to make sure that your screws line up for where you want to put your tabletop on. If you pay attention here to these nails, they will be in just about every pallet. Actually, it will be in every pallet. This will tell you where you need to put your screws. So when you put your tabletop on, you're going to lose sight of these, but this will help you to line it up. So if you will notice, Kelly's going to take a look underneath to make sure she finds out.
Line myself up with that. You could use a level or something else if you need be. Or you can eyeball it, and then you might have to make a couple of chances at it. But
hold your.
Looks like I got it in on that one. And then I'm going to do the same thing here. Well, this is, there we go. Sorry about that. And then we're going to do one more. Line myself up again. a little hard on these, but not too bad. Okay, and on the last one, I'm gonna line it up again. Okay, we got the top on.
So now your top's on. Now the next step we're going to want to do is to put our uprights for your, just a sign that you can use to say lemonade for sale, or you can hang things off of, whatever you feel like creatively you want to do. You're basically just going to take a 2x2. You can make this as tall or as short as you need them to be. So on these, what we're going to do is we're going to attach them to the support structures that are here. Now, depending on how your pallet's made, you have to be leery because sometimes there's lots of nails. So you want to make sure that you place your screws to where you're not going to run into a nail.
So I'm going to kind of look right here. There's a nail here, there's a nail right about here, and a nail here. So what I'm going to try to do is get it in between those nails. Is that right, Scotty?
Yes,
okay.
Absolutely.
Can I get a screw for that one? This is using a little bit longer screw than I've been using.
Yes, those count. You need to use something at least 2 inches to try to make sure that that's going to fit right and go in.
Well, there we go. Okay. And we would add some more, but I'm going to just do that for now. That'll get us showing. Okay. I don't know if I can get it from this angle. Okay, there we go, and that gets our.
So I get your uprights.
That's the uprights. We're gonna.
And as I said, you're going to want to put a few more screws down towards the bottom to make sure that it stays good and stout for you.
So yeah, you put another. How many? Probably another.
Put number
Three total.
Yeah,
Okay, and now this is going to be one of the final steps of the pallet stand. We're going to add a topper sign, somewhere you can put your name of your business, the price that you're going to sell your lemonade or whatever your storefront business is. All right, and that's one of the last parts to it, and you can see there are some things that you can do to the stand. You can customize it however you like, but this gives you a great basic shell or the storefront that you need. It's really easy, and we will be giving these pallets away.
The stand that we have two different types of pallets. So the best one to use is going to be the one with 4. So that way when you do cut it, it's a perfect cut line. The one with the 3 pallets, you'll see it's just going to be 1, 2, 3. That takes 3 different pallets instead of 2. Like this one's 2. You can cut it in the middle and you have the sides and the front. The other one with the 1 bar in the middle, you have to cut it so you can make the side, and you have to cut the other one so you can make the side again, and then you have a first one. So this one's the ideal to make it easy for you.
And when y'all want to come by to Heights Lumber to get your pallets, one of our salespeople will be able to go outside with you and try to help you pick the best pallet for your pallet stand. Come by and see us, and hopefully we can help you all make a wonderful pallet stand for this year's Lemonade Day. Thank you.